Howdy, how you doing? So, lately I've been asked by several people to create a gear video. So, here it is. Enjoy. I'll try and make it as detailed as possible, and yeah, cool. So here we go. So, this is the camping setup. As you can see here, is a DD Hammocks tarpaulin. It's the super lightweight one. It's perfect in my opinion. Really does shelter you from the rain. Just got to make sure you string it up properly. And inside I use a DD Hammocks travel hammock. As you can see, I'm still getting out my slumber. Here is the sleeping bag. Voila! This is a 0.5 sleeping bag. It's actually an older brand, I appear to believe, because this sleeping bag is actually from my granddad. He used to use this. It's been perfect though for the winter. It's made of down feathers and it just really does battle the elements. Under here, in this little slot that DD Hammocks provide, is my sleeping mat. It's just a normal Van Gogh one which you can find from a camping shop in the UK. I'm not sure about abroad. It's a cheap one though, it's about £20. I'd recommend getting a Neofirst, X-First or something. They cost quite a bit, but the insulation rating and the elevation off the floor is tremendous for the weight. Whereas this has really not been too great for me, especially when I'm sleeping on the floor. I can feel everything underneath me, so it's not been the greatest, but in the hammock it does shield me from the wind that's sweeping underneath me if I don't have my tarpaulin up. So, sorry about that. I will show you what it looks like when it's all packed away. This is what my bedroom looks like when it's packed up. So, sleeping bag, sleeping mat, hammock, tarpaulin, pegs, and also the kind of guidelines for the hammock to hold it in place at the top so the mosquito net's up. As you can see, it's all pretty small, about just a bit bigger than my hand. One thing I forgot to mention was that I use a sleeping bag liner. Not terribly sure what the brand is. It's okay, it's good for hygiene. However, the one I bought was quite cheap. It was only like 10 to 15 euros. And it only protects me from about, I think it's like 1 degree either way. Whereas I plan on one day treating myself to a Egyptian cotton sleeping liner, because they're amazing. They have like 6 degrees either way, keeps you warm, keeps you cool, so it's pretty damn good. So yeah, that's the sleeping bag, sleeping bedroom arrangements. And now onto the bicycle. Show you what kind of gear I use on the bicycle and so forth, like the cockpit. Ciao! Why did I say ciao? So right now I'm actually boiling some water for breakfast. What I use is, I've got this pot. I started out with a totally different pot, but this is a Pinnacle, GSI Pinnacle Soloist. It's quite superb. Comes with a lid which can be used as a strainer on this side and a pourer on this side. The water is boiling lovely, so I'm going to make a coffee. But the good thing with it is it comes with a spork, and inside the pot you can actually put all that in. So you can put a little gas canister, your stove, maybe a fire lighter, and yeah, but I don't put the stove inside because I've got a larger gas canister. So what I do is instead I put some sachets of tea. Attached to it is my stove, which is an MSR, what is it, Wind? MSR Wind, I think. Pocket Rocket, my bad. Sorry about that. And then I just bought a gas canister from a local DIY shop in Poland, I want to say, or Lithuania. So yeah, that's the cooking side of it. I'll show you quickly the cup that comes with. Comes with an insulated cover on the side, which is pretty damn good, and it's really good for coffee. not gonna lie. So next I'll take you on to the bike gear. So this is the bike, and I'm gonna run you through the setup. So the bike I'm actually using now is a VSF Farad manufacturer TX400. It's specialized for touring. Comes with tubeless racks, which are probably the best on the market. They cost a fortune if you were just to buy them separate. Attached to the racks, I use at the front Autoleb front rollers. They're nice, quite small, but really good, and I keep my camping stuff in both of them. At the back, I have City Classics Autoleb ones. They're really good. The only problem with them is that, because I opted for the cheapest ones I could do, they have to be fastened at the side instead of the top, like the front rollers, which means your capacity is going to get lower. The other bag I have is a frame bag, a very simple one that I bought off eBay. It's called Go Travel. It cost me about £8. In there I store my kitchen pretty much, and also my utility tools for fixing the bike, and a spare tube in there. At the front I use an Agu. I'm not really sure, I got given this bag by one of the ladies I stayed with, Celine. It's really great. This I use for storing my notebook, my camera, and maybe the odd snack. What next? So at the top of the cockpit I have a phone holder, which I bought from just a DIY shop again. Here I've got a mirror, which is really great because it can turn into different angles. This is called, oops, well, it says Woody Sports, but I'm sure you can find one anywhere. I bought that in Germany. As you can tell, I bought everything on the road because I left very unprepared. On the side I have a hiking stick, which I use to set up my tarpaulin in the tent style fashion. In terms of hydration, I use at the back here a water bladder, which I bought from Sports Direct. It's a 3 litre water bladder. And then down here I've got 2 bottles with filtration. Not sure how well the filtration works, but I'm kind of swearing by them at the moment. So have a lot of hydration on board. Down here I've got the pump. I actually bought a pretty good pump. It's can't remember the brand, Topeak. It's really good, works with both types of tyres that need inflating. It's really great. And what else? I also carry a helmet, Daredevil, as he's named, which I got from charity shop, so I can't really tell you the brand. And then underneath here I've got my ukulele. Normally up top I have a battery charger, which is attached to my dynamo, so when I cycle it's able to charge my phone. But right now I have no need for it because I'm in Europe, so power's quite accessible everywhere. Then lastly I have my flag, which was designed by Jack. Obviously it's taken a bit of wear and tear as I've been battling the elements, particularly the last storm. And then down here I have my chain and ABUS lock. It's quite expensive, but for the price of the bike it's worth it. I've really discovered how important it is to buy quality, and I wouldn't want to lose my baby really. And then lastly, what I can tell you is what I use in technology wise or clothing. Clothing, nothing special really. Picked up a cycling jersey from a charity shop. I use Sports Direct pants. Other than that I just have casual pair of swim shorts and pair of chinos and my favourite hoodie I guess. And then I use an Asclit, I think it is, rain jacket, which I bought from Sports Direct. That was pretty pricey, but it's been much needed and has kept me very dry through the elements. What else? In terms of technology, the camera I'm videoing on is a Canon 600D. Very, very good, I really like it. And then I use a laptop, I use Asus T200. It's kind of broken at the moment, the screen cracked, and because it's touchscreen it's going all over the place. In terms of my phone, I use a Samsung Galaxy S4, which has an Anker battery pack on it, which is 7600 mAh, I think it is.
and that lasts for about 3 to 4 days without needing to charge, which is perfect. Other technology I use, GoPro Hero 3 Plus, and I think that's about it really. I don't think there's much else I actually carry with me, even though it looks like I've got a bulky setup. Yeah. However, I am heading back home in a couple of days. It's actually this time next week I'll be in England. Pretty excited to call somewhere home for a while. It's going to be relentless, so I'm going to be cycling a lot. I'm going to be working. I need to earn some money, and the reason I want to earn some money is because I plan to actually change my setup. This is a great setup, no problem with it. However, I've got more space because in one of the bags, the big back ones, is just stuff I don't need. And sorry, I got a mosquito. And what I want to do is I want to be more streamlined because the wind's really kicking my butt with the big bags everywhere. So my plan is to purchase an Apidura seat post rack, not rack, seat post bag, which goes up here. That'll store all my camping gear, which means the front rollers will be not used. I can take them home. I'll keep one of the big bags, and then I'll just use a backpack on the back of the saddle, on the back of the rack. So it'll be more streamlined. It'll be less gear to worry about as in terms of bags, I suppose. And what else would I be able to purchase? I would try and purchase some good cycling shorts, particularly some from the brand Endura, because hygiene is a big problem, and they'd make antibacterial pants, and along with that is the comfort. They're supremely comfy, I heard, and the ones I use pretty much don't give you any comfort. They were about £7 from Sports Direct. Other upgrades would be the camera. The camera is way too bulky. I love it, but it's way too bulky, it's way too heavy. Plan is to sell it and purchase a Sony a6000 if I can, that is. So really I'm going to be working a lot. It's been a wonderful time so far. I'm actually in Estonia right now, in this gorgeous campsite, and I'm really fortunate to have done this trip so far. I'm taking an intermittent break. It's going to be one of the breaks, a bit like Rachel and Ross, I suppose, from Friends, in terms of it's not really a break, but it is a break, because I'll be working, I'll be cycling, but I'll be home. And I'll be seeing my parents, I'll be seeing my dog. So I'm pretty excited for that. I'm impressed with myself, if I'm honest. I didn't realise how much of a ridiculous idea this was until I got here. And yeah, and I've got a lot of thanks to say. I've got thanks to say to everyone that's raised money for the charity, everyone that's raised money for a personal fund, everyone that's just said, go on Tommy, you can do it, you can do it. And sometimes it feels like I shouldn't be able to do it, but I can. But it's only because I got this positivity as basically my tailwind. Along with that, I've got thanks to say to Holiday Safe, who are my insurers, who paid for my insurance, and then Real Russia, who are paying for my Russian visa and helping out with the other visas. It's really been a great team there, particularly Tanya from Real Russia, been superb. My body's aching a lot, I'm not going to lie. I thought my health would have been a lot more deteriorated by now. I've lost a bit of weight, but it's okay. But yeah, I want to close this on a little note of a saying from a book I read not too long ago, and it was from Ernest Hemingway's The Old Man and the Sea, and it basically said, from his pain he knew he was not dead, and I'm not dead yet. Still got Russia, Kazakhstan, China to go. I'm sure I'll be home for Christmas, so ciao.